Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news now. Ravens fans, buckle up because there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL that could have enormous implications for our team's future. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade that might just reshape the entire landscape of the AFC, especially within our division. Rumors are swirling that the Kansas City Chiefs, currently struggling a bit after a challenging season and facing some injury issues, might be open to trading one of their most disruptive interior defensive linemen, Chris Jones. And if this happens, it could be a game-changer for the Ravens, both defensively and for our playoff hopes. Let's break down what's happening here. Chris Jones, a dominant force from Mississippi State, has been a cornerstone of the Chiefs' defense for years. His presence on the interior has been instrumental in their Super Bowl runs, especially in 2020 when he helped elevate their pass rush and overall defensive line performance. This season, though, the Chiefs seem to be in a bit of a rebuilding or reset phase, especially after some injury setbacks. Kansas City's defense, which was previously among the league's best, has been giving up more yards on the ground and struggling to generate consistent pressure. Their secondary, which was once a strength, is now a bit exposed, with PFF grading their secondary at around 60. Definitely not what Chiefs fans are used to. The Chiefs are sitting at 6-7 right now, and their cap situation isn't ideal, about $8 million available, with a hefty $28 million cap hit for Jones in 2026. This kind of financial strain, combined with their current defensive struggles, has them contemplating a reset. Rumors suggest they might be willing to trade Jones in exchange for draft picks and a promising defensive tackle prospect, which would help them free up cap space for extensions or to address their secondary issues. It's a move that would mirror what the Philadelphia Eagles did with Fletcher Cox in the past, boosting their front and overall pass rush. Now, here's where things get interesting for us as Ravens fans. Chris Jones is a disruptor, a true interior force who in 2025 has been a major threat. He's put up 4 sacks in 13 games, but his pressures and QB hits are what really stand out. 35 pressures and 12 hits on the quarterback, according to some advanced stats. His pass rush grade from PFF is an impressive 94, and he's been a nightmare for opposing offensive lines, especially against the run, with a run-win rate of 28%. His career stats are equally staggering. Over 150 games played, 5 sacks, more than 300 pressures, and around 218 tackles, making him one of the premier defensive tackles in the league. One of the most compelling aspects of Jones is his ability to impact the game in multiple ways. His disruption can open up opportunities for others and can significantly change the game's flow. His presence in the middle would be a massive boost to our defense, especially considering the recent injury to Wiggins, which has left our front vulnerable. Since Wiggins went down in December, our run defense has taken a hit, allowing around 145 yards per game. Adding Jones to the mix alongside Buick, who's been exceptional with a PFF grade of 88, could elevate our front to a top 4 unit in the league. Imagine what that would mean for us. A defensive line with Jones and Buick would not only increase pressures by approximately 20%, but it would also reduce the yards allowed on the ground by about 14%. That's huge because it would allow us to control the game better, force more third-and-long situations, and keep our secondary, which has been solid but sometimes vulnerable, more protected. With the kind of pressure Jones can generate, we could see a significant drop in big plays allowed, something we've struggled with this season. Let's talk about the bigger picture. If we manage to bring Chris Jones into the fold, it could be the boost that takes us from a good team to a true contender. Our overall sack total would see a jump of around 9 or more, and that extra pressure on the quarterback could be the difference maker in tight playoff games. Remember, this isn't just about adding a player, it's about elevating our entire defense. Our ability to get after the quarterback, to collapse the pocket, and to dominate the trenches would be significantly improved. That's exactly what we need to make a deep playoff run and challenge the AFC giants. From a strategic standpoint, Acquiring Jones would allow us to balance our front seven better. With him anchoring the interior, we could move some pieces around, like Smith or other linebackers, to get even more pressure and create confusion for opposing offenses. And considering our overall defensive efficiency, currently ranked around the top 4 in the league, we'd be even more formidable. Our pass rush would become relentless, and our ability to stop the run would be bolstered, making us a nightmare for teams that rely on their ground game, like the Browns. Now, some fans might be wondering about the impact on our cap space and how feasible this move really is. Well, with Kansas City potentially willing to part ways with Jones, they could be looking for draft capital and a promising young player to help them rebuild. It's worth noting that Jones's cap hit for 2026 is about $28 million, but the Chiefs could be willing to absorb some of that to get draft picks now. For us, that means maneuvering carefully, possibly restructuring some contracts or extending players like Lamar Jackson to free up cap space. But if this trade happens, it could be the kind of move that elevates the Ravens into the elite tier of NFL defenses, especially in the playoffs. Looking at the broader AFC picture, this kind of upgrade could shake up the playoff matchups. The Ravens would be seen as even more dangerous, especially if we can pair Jones with our existing talent. His ability to disrupt the interior would also help us against the Bengals and Steelers, giving us an edge in those crucial divisional battles. The AFC North has been a dogfight all season, but adding a player of Jones's caliber would give us a significant advantage. It's reminiscent of what the Bucs did in 2020, when their interior defensive line, led by Suh, helped them dominate the playoffs and eventually lift the Lombardi Trophy. And speaking of the Super Bowl, the odds could shift dramatically should this trade happen. Currently, the Ravens are considered long shots, somewhere around +4, 500, but with Jones, those odds could improve to around +2, 100, or even better. His presence in the playoffs, especially as a disruptor against top offensive lines like the Bengals, could be a game changer. It's not just about adding a player, it's about transforming our entire approach on defense, making us more relentless, more physical, and more capable of shutting down the best offenses in the league. Of course, the trade isn't without risk. The Chiefs would want valuable assets in return, and there's always a concern about integrating a new player into our scheme mid-season. But if history has shown us anything, it's that a player like Jones, who has a proven track record of disrupting offenses and making game-changing plays, can be the X factor that pushes us over the top. His ability to generate pressure from the inside complements our existing pass rush and helps us create a more balanced, aggressive defense that opponents will fear. In conclusion, if the Ravens can pull off this move, it could be one of the most significant upgrades in recent franchise history. Jones's addition would be a statement, signaling that we're not just aiming for a playoff appearance but for a deep run, a Super Bowl victory. It's about establishing dominance in the trenches, which has always been a hallmark of championship-winning teams. The idea of pairing him with Lamar, creating a dual threat, one on offense, one on defense, could be the start of a new era of Purple Rain. It's a bold move, but in the NFL, sometimes you have to take risks to achieve greatness. And for us Ravens fans, that's what makes this so exciting. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So Ravens Nation, what do you think about this potential blockbuster? Would you be thrilled to see Chris Jones in purple, wreaking havoc on our opponents' backfields? Do you believe this move could be the shot in the arm we need to finally take that next step towards Super Bowl glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. Let's keep this passion alive and continue to support our team through every twist and turn of this incredible journey. We're not just fans, we're a family, and together we're ready to make history.